In this tale, I'll share with you my personal and chilling experience with a cursed raven. It all began unexpectedly, and the events that followed left me questioning my sanity and the thin line between reality and the supernatural. Sit back and prepare yourself for a journey into the unknown. The first time I noticed the raven was on a crisp autumn morning. I was walking to my car, juggling my keys and coffee, when I saw it perched on the fence post, its dark eyes fixed on me. It seemed ordinary at first glance, just another bird, but something about its gaze unsettled me. As I drove away, I caught a glimpse of it in my rearview mirror, wings outstretched, taking flight in the direction I was heading. Days passed, and the raven appeared wherever I went. At work, it was outside my office window, watching me. At the grocery store, it was in the parking lot, perched on a lamppost. It was always there, silent and ominous. My friends laughed it off, calling it my feathered stalker, but I couldn't shake the feeling of dread it stirred within me. One evening, while I was home alone, the raven landed on my windowsill, its beady eyes locked onto mine, and for a moment, I felt a cold shiver run down my spine. It opened its beak and let out a series of harsh, guttural calls, as if it were trying to communicate. I slammed the window shut, but the sound echoed in my mind long after. Sleep became a luxury I couldn't afford. Nightmares plagued me, vivid and terrifying. In my dreams, the raven transformed into a shadowy figure, chasing me through endless corridors and dark forests. I would wake up drenched in sweat, the raven's cawing still ringing in my ears. Desperation led me to research ravens and their symbolism. I discovered tales of ravens being messengers of death and omens of bad luck. One legend, in particular, caught my eye, a story about a cursed raven that was the embodiment of a vengeful spirit. The more I read, the more convinced I became that this raven was no ordinary bird. My life began to unravel. I lost my job due to constant absences and my inability to focus. Friends distanced themselves, unable to understand my obsession with the raven. My home, once a sanctuary, felt like a prison. The raven's presence became unbearable, a constant reminder of my growing paranoia. I sought help from a local psychic, hoping for answers. She listened to my story with grave concern and performed a seance to communicate with the spirit. As the candles flickered and the room grew cold, she revealed that the raven was indeed a manifestation of a tormented soul seeking revenge. It had latched onto me, drawn by my unresolved guilt and past mistakes. The psychic advised me to confront the spirit and make amends. She gave me a talisman for protection and instructed me to visit a place from my past where I had wronged someone. There, I was to perform a ritual to free the spirit and myself from its curse. With the talisman clutched tightly in my hand, I drove to an old abandoned house on the outskirts of town. It was a place I had long forgotten, associated with a dark period in my life. The raven was already there, waiting for me. Its presence was overwhelming, the air thick with its malevolent energy. Following the psychic's instructions, I lit a circle of candles and recited the incantation she had given me. As I spoke the final words, the raven let out a piercing screech and exploded into a cloud of black feathers. The room filled with an icy wind, and then silence. For the first time in months, I felt a sense of peace wash over me. The raven was gone, and the oppressive weight lifted from my shoulders. I knew that the spirit had found its release, and that I had finally made amends for my past. Life slowly returned to normal. I found a new job, reconnected with friends, and started to rebuild what I had lost. The nightmares ceased, and the raven never returned. The experience left a lasting impression on me, a reminder of the power of guilt and the importance of making peace with one's past. Even now, I sometimes catch myself glancing at the sky, half expecting to see the raven's dark silhouette, but all I see are ordinary birds, free and unburdened, and I am grateful for the second chance I've been given, a chance to live without the shadow of the cursed raven looming over me. The days that followed were filled with a newfound sense of freedom and hope. I immersed myself in my work, rekindled old friendships, and even took up new hobbies. The dark cloud that had hung over me for so long had finally dissipated. But as much as I wanted to forget, the memories of those harrowing months lingered. Occasionally, I'd find myself lost in thought, recalling the haunting eyes of the raven and the psychic's chilling revelations. Each time, I reminded myself that the spirit had been set free, and I was no longer its target. One evening, while sorting through some old belongings, I stumbled upon the talisman the psychic had given me. Holding it brought back a rush of memories, both terrifying and cathartic. I realized how much I had grown from the experience, how it had forced me to confront my past and emerge stronger. A year later, I decided to visit the psychic again, not out of fear, but out of gratitude. I wanted to thank her for her guidance and to share how her help had transformed my life. When I arrived at her small, dimly lit shop, she greeted me with a knowing smile, as if she had anticipated my return. We talked for hours about the journey I had been on, the challenges I had faced, and the peace I had found. She listened intently, offering words of wisdom and encouragement. As I was about to leave, she handed me a small, ornate box. "This is for you," she said softly, "a reminder of your strength and resilience." Inside the box was a beautifully crafted raven feather, shimmering with iridescent hues. It was unlike any feather I had ever seen, a symbol of transformation and rebirth. I accepted it with gratitude, knowing it was a testament to the trials I had overcome. As I left the psychic shop and stepped into the cool evening air, I felt a profound sense of closure. The cursed raven had once been a symbol of my darkest fears, but now he represented my journey toward redemption and inner peace. I returned home and placed the feather in a frame, hanging it on my wall as a constant reminder of the strength I had found within myself. Whenever I looked at it, I felt a surge of determination and a renewed sense of purpose. Life, I realized, is full of unexpected challenges and mysterious encounters, but with each obstacle, we have the opportunity to grow, to confront our fears, and to emerge stronger than before. The experience with the cursed raven had taught me that no matter how dark the path may seem, there is always a way forward, a light at the end of the tunnel. And so, with the raven's feather as my talisman of hope, I embraced the future with open arms, ready to face whatever came my way, knowing that I had the strength to overcome it all.